This episode of Marijuana Today Daily is brought to you by our friends over at Curaleaf, one of the nation's top multi-state legal marijuana operators with 42 local dispensaries, 10 processing facilities, and 12 cultivation sites that have currently served up more than 100,000 registered patients. If you live in one of the states where Curaleaf is located, and that's Arizona, Connecticut, Florida, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Nevada, New York, New Jersey, Oregon, and Pennsylvania, then you really need to open up Curaleaf.com to see where the closest Curaleaf location is to you, because there's no better way to experience the Curaleaf difference than by making a visit to one of their facilities yourself. And if you're not in one of those states, you should still open up Curaleaf.com today to learn more about this fast-growing company, because the odds are pretty good that Curaleaf could someday land in your corner of the country. And while you're over at Curaleaf.com, you can also dive into more about Curaleaf, the stock, as the company is now publicly traded on the Canadian Securities Exchange under the symbol CURA, spelled C-U-R-A. Thanks everyone at Curaleaf for supporting today's news. Good morning, Marijuana Nation. It's Tuesday, February 19th, 2019, and you're tuned in to episode 668 of Marijuana Today Daily. I'm your host, Shay Gunther, and I'll be walking you through today's marijuana news and headlines. As always, we have a full and busy day of cannabis news in our hands, so let's jump right into it. Word has started to trickle out of New Jersey that state lawmakers and Governor Phil Murphy appear to have come to an agreement over how adult use marijuana should be legalized, specifically the way and rates by which it should be taxed. Jeff Smith over at Marijuana Business Daily is a good write-up on this one, with Governor Murphy and State Senate President Stephen Sweeney apparently agreeing on a tax structure that sets a specific rate per unit of cannabis sold, rather than a percentage of the sales total. Jeff's reporting that lawmakers are kicking around a tax rate of $42 per ounce or $672 per pound. The plan under agreement would allow for home delivery of marijuana and could be turned into law in a matter of a few weeks. We'll keep watching this one, but for now, I'd suggest opening up Marijuana Business Daily for all the details. New Jersey going adult use would be kind of a big deal. Marijuana Business Daily holds on to the spotlight with our second top story, this time with a chart showing the breakdown of municipalities in California and their respective policies regarding legal cannabis business. It's a pretty special chart that jumps up onto our top stories, and this one does a fantastic job of showing how restricted legal cannabis business owners are in the Golden State, with the number of places that ban commercial marijuana cultivation, distribution, manufacturing, retailing, and testing far outweighing those more enlightened locales that permit them. California is one of our industry's best, most beautiful, and messiest storylines, so this is probably another good one to open up and absorb. Wrapping up today's top stories is a mainstream piece published in Esquire that looks at some of the potential bumps in the road for industry giant MedMen, which has built itself into one of the largest legal marijuana brands while also dealing with some potentially damaging lawsuits filed amidst accusations of sexist and racist comments made by the company's CEO. As I reported on recently, MedMen has been asked to leave the New York Medical Cannabis Industry Association as a result. Probably another story I'd read today, as a lot of non-cannabis people will be seeing this one. It's a good idea to keep an eye on how the rest of the world reads about the industry. Those are our top stories for today. It's time for Marijuana Today Daily Headlines Blitz. Before we blitz out in headlines, let's quickly thank our sponsor, Curaleaf, one of the nation's top multi-state legal marijuana operators with 42 local dispensaries, 10 processing facilities, and 12 cultivation sites that have collectively served more than 100,000 registered patients. Curaleaf is not only one of the largest multi-state operators on the cannabis block, but it also is the proud developer of 3 popular consumer product lines, with their namesake Curaleaf brand serving traditional medical marijuana patients, while Curaleaf Hemp is for folks needing hemp-derived CBD products, and Yuku is for fans of top-shelf craft cannabis flower. You can swing over to Curaleaf.com to learn more about all the different things that Curaleaf is up to, including more about Curaleaf the stock, which now trades publicly on the Canadian Securities Exchange under the symbol CURA, spelled C-U-R-A. And while you're on Curaleaf's website, you can go ahead and find the closest Curaleaf dispensary to you, because there's no better way to experience the Curaleaf difference than to swing by for a visit yourself and tell them I said hello. One more time, that's Curaleaf.com, with Curaleaf spelled C-U-R-A-L-E-A-F. That's Curaleaf.com. All right, time for the blitz. A group of bodega owners in New York City wants to make sure that they are able to sell legal adult use marijuana when legalization hits the Big Apple. New York's News 12 was contacted by the group United Bodegas of America about their drive to get in on the industry, with the group's statement pointing out that bodegas already sell a number of highly regulated and licensed products like tobacco, alcohol, and lottery tickets. The Denver Post has an interesting story up about the marijuana-themed sub-sandwich chain Cheba Hut, which is taking advantage of the nation's quickly evolving acceptance of all things cannabis to expand their operations. The first Cheba Hut opened up in Tempe, Arizona back in 1999, and the company has since grown to 20 locations, with a lofty goal of hitting 200 stores by 2025. If there was ever a time when that could happen, it's probably now. I'm guessing we're also likely to see a lot more cannabis-themed national brands that don't actually sell marijuana in the coming years. North Dakota starts off a chain of stories about proposed legislation, with House Bill 1519 passing out of the North Dakota State House on a vote of 89-4. The bill would add 12 new conditions to the state's list of medical marijuana qualifying conditions and include opioid use disorder, anxiety, and autism, and now heads over to the state Senate for deliberations there. A proposed bill in New Mexico to allow student medical marijuana patients to consume their medicine on school grounds was approved by the state Senate yesterday and now goes over to the House for that chamber's work. Idaho did not want to be left out of the progressive cannabis policy reform train with a bipartisan bill to allow people charged with first-time marijuana possession crimes to reduce their charges from a misdemeanor to an infraction, similar to a speeding ticket. First-time offenders would be required to complete 4 hours of court-approved drug and alcohol education and to pay a $250 fine or perform 8 hours of community service. That's still a ridiculous way to treat people caught with cannabis, but it beats the alternative, I guess. So, yay, Idaho. We jump back to New York City for this one. New York City Councilmember Jermaine Williams has proposed a piece of legislation to ban companies in the city from running pre-employment drug screenings for marijuana on job applicants, with certain safety-sensitive jobs like transportation and emergency first responders excluded. And finally for today, Kyle Yeager over Marijuana Moment wraps up our headlines with a nice feel-good story as he picked up on a study published in the journal Biomass and Bioenergy that found that bees really like hemp flowers. Researchers in Colorado set up bee traps around industrial hemp fields and found a large number of bees hitting the hemp from a wide range of bee types, from your traditional social honeybees to some of their more solitary bee cousins. As Kyle points out in the story, that's good news because bees in general have been hit pretty hard in recent years by hits to their population numbers caused by a number of overlapping factors, most created by humans like industrial pesticides and insecticides. So it'd be nice if we could figure out a way where we could engineer a little bit of a fix with hemp. Those are the headlines and news for the day. I'll be back with you again tomorrow morning with another information-packed episode of Marijuana Today Daily. But in the meantime, if you have any stories to share or feedback to give, zip us an email to headlines@mjtodaydaily.com. And while you're clicking around the interwebs, swing over to our Twitter account at mjtodaydaily and visit our website at mjtodaydaily.com to find links to all the news we cover. Thanks to our sponsor, Curaleaf, and to all of our awesome patron listeners for the support that makes this show possible. To join the illustrious ranks of the patron listeners yourself, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com and click on that big blue button at the top of the page that says Become a Patron. I'm your host, Shay Gunther. Thanks for tuning in and starting your day with marijuana today.
One take, Shay. One take.